Hi everybody, I'm Jessica the Book Art Goddess, and this is
Jade Artistic Wordlush, and we are here to do our Hot Topic Tuesday, and we are going to, yay, I did it! Okay.
this is the fourth time we filmed that, so.
It's the only time I've said it right. We're going to do the top 10 books that we had to have and have yet to read.
It was inspired by...
We have a bunch of them, but these are the ones that we narrowed down to be the most desirable. And it was inspired by Loretta from Between the Pages, and we loved her idea last week. And we figured, hey, we'll adopt it. So
yeah, but we got to give credit where credit's due. We liked our idea, so we decided to do the same thing. So, you want to show your book?
Sure. Okay. I got Impossible by Nancy Werlin. I had to have this book because it's Irish folklore type book, and I'm Irish, and I had to have it. Well,
it's based on the song
Scarborough Fair.
Yeah. So they made a whole book out of it. It's really good.
I even bought this. Okay, this is how bad I wanted this book. I bought the song Scarborough Fair in like 3 different versions. And for my art class that I never got to finish, I painted the picture of the book. And I still didn't read it.
Oh, that's sad.
But it's sad. I put so much work into that book, and I didn't touch it.
No, now that's going a little bit overboard, but, you know. Anyway. Okay, my first book that I'm going to show is Immortal. And I've
never got to go side.
It's by Gillian Shields, and I absolutely love this book. But, well, I love the premise of the book. I love the cover of the book. And I got this book like in 2005 or 2006, something like that. Maybe I'm mistaking it from a different one. But I know I've had it since about the time, 2009. It came out, and I bought it right away because of the cover. And still have yet to read the book. It's very sad. And it's one of those books that just keep calling to me. And I keep buying the sequels to it in the series, but have yet to read the first one.
Our dog is
ridiculous. Oh, yeah, our dog has issues.
Okay.
He's got gas. It's horrible. That's horrible.
Okay. I got Silence by Alexandra Mornier. I had to have this book. It's a love story, and she falls in love with this guy that's from the past. And I love this idea of this book. There are songs that go with this book. The author is also a musical artist, and she sings. And
it's a small book,
and it's only 290 pages.
Yeah,
and I never read it, but I had to have it. When I saw it, I was like, Mom, listen to this. And she goes, okay, get it. And I said, I'm going to. I have to have it. And then I got it, and neither one of us have read it.
Yeah, one of us has to hurry up and read it. Okay. This is Poison Study by Maria V. Schneider. And I don't feel so bad because she did read this book, but I haven't yet.
I also loaned it out to her friend.
Yeah, she loaned my book out to my
It ain't your book no more.
Doesn't matter. It was still my book.
If I bought the last book in the series becomes fine.
It doesn't matter
for you.
I'm just very, I just haven't, for some reason, I haven't gotten to it, and I like Maria V. Schneider's books. And hopefully,
have you read anything else for her?
I read her Inside Out story. I read that, and I liked it.
She's my favorite author, so.
Yeah, and I read something else by her, and I can't remember what, but maybe it was a short story. But I'm going to read this. I'm just, especially now that my girlfriend and her are bugging me about it, and I've yet to do it, so I just got to find time.
I love Ellen Hopkins. Every time a book came out, I had to, oh my gosh, I don't like that.
It's just dusty.
Yeah, exactly. See? They're dusty.
It's really dusty.
This is the only book besides Perfect that I just got that I have yet to read for Ellen Hopkins, and this is like a way back book, one that was out like a couple after Frank. So, and I really, really had to have this book, and I got this book, and I didn't read this book. And it's not because it's so big that it's intimidating, because it's over 600 pages, because I love her books. It's just, I don't know. I got into other things. Maybe I started reading more fantasy and less depression. So.
All right. My next book is The Iron Duke by Mel Jean Brooke, and it's a steampunk novel. And I drove her crazy because we were at Borders, and I kept saying, I gotta have that book, I gotta have that book. We'd leave.
So I broke down and bought it for her.
Yeah, and I kept thinking about it. And then she bought it for me, and I had it on my shelf, and I was like, oh, yeah, I've got it now. And I stopped thinking about it. and it stares at me.
I remind her all the time, like, Mom, you haven't read this yet.
I do want to read it.
You haven't read this yet.
I just haven't had time because it is it doesn't quite fall into all the stuff that I need to read, but I do want to read it, and I think I even want to buy the sequel to it, which is so bad.
That one I'm not on her as much as I am about the book you're going to see next that she's going to show you. That one I was just, seriously. Okay. So I've got Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. I had to have this book when I found out it came out. When I found out it was about Jack the Ripper, I had to have it. I'm a big horror buff, and I had to have it. Just like Slice of Cherry, but I'm reading that right now. So, and that's about Bonesaw Killer's daughter. So I had to have this book, and I bought it, and it's beautiful, and I just haven't read it yet. It's supposed to be read in October last year, but I didn't read it.
Okay, the next book is the book that's been ticking her off for a good long while, and this book was done. We got it probably in 2009. It was in 2009 also, and we bought it at Borders, and I had to have it, and I kept saying, "Oh, I want that book, but there was always another book that I wanted to buy, so I'd end up putting it back. And she bought it for me, and I have yet to read it, and it's by Joy Premble. And it's Dreaming Anastasia. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those books that intrigue me. I love the story of Anastasia.
So do I, which is why I was pissed because she wouldn't read the darn thing. And we've had it for like 2 years.
I know, I'm going to. And I love it. It's gorgeous. It's got written letters in here and everything. And
we had a second one too.
I need more time. I need like a super long summer. I mean, extra hours.
Super long summer. You have to extend yourself.
Yeah, I need to extend the summer.
Okay. I got The Seven Rays by Jessica Bendinger, something, just to be.
Yeah, but she keeps stealing off my shelf because
I bought it. It's my book.
She bought it. I was supposed to read it first, and every time I go to read it, it's gone.
Because I want to read it.
Because she decides she's going to read it. And then I'll get it back because she hasn't read it. And then I'll have it there for a couple days, and it'll be gone.
At least I'm doing something about it. I'm grabbing it. I'm taking the first step. I'm grabbing it and putting it on my shelf.
I guess. She just keeps going and stealing it. If I have a bookmark in it, she'll take it out. Watch. Okay.
Oh, I just did for my book I just bought.
Yeah.
When she took it from me. I was like, hey, it's my book.
Yep. Anyways, I've got Personal Demons. Which by Lisa DeShirosher. I can't say her name, sorry. But I'm really excited about this one, and the bad thing is I've been excited about this one, and my girlfriend read this one too, and I recommended this one to her. She read it, and I still haven't. That is just sad, and she's been on me to read it. But I do, in my defense, I have an Angel and Demon month coming up that I plan on reading it. But I did the same thing last year, and it got cut. It didn't make the cut.
I got Saving Juliet. I got this my sophomore year in high school, and I still haven't read it. And it's like not even. It's a little over 200 pages. It's like 243 pages, and I didn't read it yet. And I love Romeo and Juliet. And this is about a girl who goes. She's in the play, and she ends up getting sent back to the actual time of Romeo and Juliet.
We just need to get a time travel month going. So we'll have to do that. Alright, then my next book is Demon Trapper's Daughter by Jenna Oliver. And I have no excuse other than the fact that I kept hearing there was a cliffhanger at the end. And I was going to wait till the... Yeah. I was going to wait till the second book, a little closer to the release of the second book. Well, the third book just came out. So, and I still haven't read it.
You have them all, though.
Yes, I do have them all. I did buy them all.
But Countess Below Stairs by Eva Albertson. It's a retelling of Anastasia, and I had to have it. I guess you would call it a historical type romance because it's best, in World War II. But I had to have this book, and I wanted to read this book. And obviously, in one of our first videos, I said I was going to read this book, but because I was going to read it at work, it never happened.
Yeah, it got cut.
It got cut.
My next book is Haven by Christine Cook. I got this book because my daughter's name is Haven, not spelled the same, but I got it because of that. And the girl in the book, I believe her name is Haven, or the school is Haven. And I like the whole idea of this book. This book is one of those books, and she'll tell you, I pick it up all the time.
I want to read it too.
I
picked it up a couple times and put it down.
I constantly say, I'm going to read this book, I'm going to read this book. And it's still not read.
I think that's a book that both of us keep going to grab, and we're like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's just that something else will catch our attention that we haven't read, and we'll end up reading that, and that one gets pushed aside.
A Great and Terrible Beauty by Linda Bray, and Mom has read it, and I haven't read it, and we had this book since it came out. So this is like my ancient.
It's a great series. Other than the last book, I have an issue with the last book, but then again, she knows I have an issue with all books, usually at the end.
We got to hurry because I gotta go potty.
Okay, my next book is Spirit Bound by Rachel Mead, and of course, I don't think this. I haven't read Shadow's Kiss. I stopped after the second book, and I know you guys are all throwing things at the computer right now or yelling at me why I haven't. But in my defense, actually, I have no defense other than the fact that I didn't like the ending of the second book, so I bought the other books with all intentions of reading it, and still haven't picked it up. And I'm going to because I've been getting yelled at by everybody I know.
This one I was on Mommy's butt for like ever. It's 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I had to have this book. I was pining over this book for like 6 months, I think. And I would complain to Mom that she didn't buy it for me yet. And I was like, Mom, seriously, where's my book? Because she'd bring home other books. And I'm like, that's not the book I want, Mom. I mean, yeah, thank you. I like these books, but that's not the book I want. And then she got it for me for Christmas. And then probably about a couple weeks later, it came out in paperback. Which took forever for it to come out in paperback.
Okay, this book, I have no excuse, other than the thing is huge, why I haven't read it. Because I was pining for this book. I kept going back to the shelf picking this book up. It is Department 19 by Will Hill. And, oh my gosh, I love the cover. I don't know what it is about this cover. My husband goes, what is that? And I said, oh, does it look so good? But my husband's like, that doesn't look like anything you would read. I said, honey, it's about vampires. Then he's like, oh, okay. But it's vampires, and there's a war, and it just sounds freaking amazing. And I haven't read it because I think I'm just daunted by the fact that it's almost 600 pages, I think, or like 550. So that's probably why it hasn't quite made the cut yet. Okay, go. We're 12 minutes.
Looking at it.
Yes.
I got Robin McKinley's Rose Daughter, and I love Beauty and the Beast, so I had to have this book, and it's her adult version. I read the Beauty one. I wanted a book that was more so like the original, and it was said that her series was pretty much like the original Beauty and the Beast, because the original one had fairies and all that other stuff in it. So, and this one did have similarities to the original, so I had to have it because I'm a giant French buff. So, and I didn't read it yet.
Okay, this is how bad this book is. I watched the YouTube thing. After I saw the book in the store, I watched the YouTube thing. Went back because I'm a huge science fi fantasy person. And it's The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. But it's humongous. I mean, it is humongous.
Those other books are humongous.
This thing is as big as my head. This thing is huge. But I had to have it. It's the first one in a series. And maybe before the second one comes out, which should be out shortly, well, the next few months, maybe I'll have it read. Who knows? But it's an adult novel, too, so I haven't really bothered to read it. But I had to have it, and it was just gorgeous, and I love it. And I will read it.
All right, that's all we have.
Yeah, that's all we have. It was a long video, but, you know.
It was $20.
Yes, it was $20, so between the two of us. And some of them I've read, some of them she's read, and most of them neither one of us has read. And it's a shame. All right, guys, until next Tuesday or until our book call, we'll see you later. Bye.